Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson-Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games, here today to take a look at I Spy Preschool Game by Briarpatch. So if you've spent any kind of time with kids in educational settings, bookstores, classrooms, daycares, wherever, you'll know that very popular amongst children is this whole kind of I Spy book thing. I know that a lot of my students really enjoy these kinds of books. We'll get them from the libraries, where it's just simply page after page of find these particular things in the book. And this one is specifically geared towards a preschool audience with some things in it that are quite interesting, including 5 different ways to play the game, which I found particularly interesting. So without any further rambling on by me, let's take you to the table and show you the 5 ways to play I Spy Preschool Edition. So the first game is called the Beginner's Matching Game, and in this one you take all your sides, you're using the clue sides as well as the picture sides, and you are finding a pair where things fit. And this is just to help the students to get used to it at first. So you find 2 that fit. You know they're going to fit because actually the puzzle pieces will join together like that. Whereas if you try to join another piece in there, the pieces are all unique. It's not going to fit. And you can reinforce that with them to say, you know this works because these 2 match. They go together. So then you can read it out to them. And it says, like, I spy a butterfly just for me. And it shows a butterfly. And looking in the picture, ask them to find the butterfly. And the butterfly will look exactly like that one. And pose and everything look exactly like that. And so once they have that, they can then try different pieces and see, you know, if the pieces fit, okay, like those ones fit. So they know now that with these pieces fitting, that they can then find these things inside here. And it's nice too because the pictures make it so that they don't need to read in order to play. So they can enjoy this game without having to read the words. They can look for the shoe and they can look for the cowboy hat. So they have those 2 things there. But now what you can do too when you're doing this, so you could, if you're having 1, you can give them a choice of 3 and say, okay, here's 3 different picture cards, and which one has the shoe and the cowboy hat? And they can look at all 3 of those. And you can have a limited option rather than looking at all 12. Give them 3 in which one is the correct one. Obviously, that would be cruel to give them one where it's not actually even the right answer. But they can look at all 3 of those and start to decide which one has it. Once they maybe find the shoe, then they know that this is the right one, so they can then find the cowboy hat. And you can even do it the other way around. So now we've got the picture and 3 possible choices of riddles. Which one does it match? So we see the phone and the frog, so it matches that one. The second method of play is the listening and matching game. So in this one, whoever's the leader of the game, whether it's an adult or an older child, will take all of these riddle clues and they'll hold on to them. And then you distribute these picture tiles evenly to all the players. Then as the player leading it, you will read out, I spy a butterfly just for me. So remember, different players are going to have different things. So they're going to have to look through theirs and see, okay, this is the one with the butterfly. This person will say, I have it, and then you put it together, and you do that. And you continue doing that with all of the things. You find all the matches, you put them together, and when you've done them all, everybody wins. So in the third game, it is the rhyming matching game. And in this one, you are not going to need the picture board ones. So these can go back into the box. So this is played with multiple players. You have one person who is the reader. It could be an older child or an adult. And you can find the matching pairs because this is where the colors come in. So these are the rhyming pair there. So once you have sorted out the rhyming pairs, you could take maybe the top one of each. Top one only. Thank you. And these are then, distributed to the players in the game. You then are going to take your set and you're going to shuffle those up. And you're then going to read one, like, I spy a purse and a sparkly star. So the other players are looking at their things and they're reading them out. They're thinking about the rhythm patterns, the rhyming patterns. Does it match? So star, I spy a monkey and a bright blue car. So once this person identifies that they've got it, you can show they match and read them out again to reinforce the rhyming and the rhythm patterns that are there. Because some people are going to be reading by pictures, some people are going to be reading by but listen to the rhythms that are in there, as well as the rhyme that's there. So this is reinforcing those rhymings, and it's going to help them to learn the reading in that way. So this game is similar to the second one, which was the listening and matching game. This is the reading and matching game. So this one can be played without the leader. So once the students are comfortable with the reading, it's done the same way, where these can be maybe put face down in the middle. Everybody is distributed, equal numbers of the thing. And if one person has more, that's fine. And so then you turn over one. I spy a purse and a sparkly star. So then people are looking through their things and seeing if they can find a purse and a sparkly star. There's a purse, and the sparkly star is silver. Is the sparkly star here? Yes, there it is. Okay, so we've got it. So it's exactly the same thing as before, where the one person was reading and the other people are looking, at their own cards to see if they can find the match, all working together to achieve the goal of completing all of the clues. But in this case, rather than one person reading out and the other people listening for what the clues are, this time they're actually doing the reading themselves. So it's just a little more advanced. And the final game that you can play with this, as according to the rules, is the memory matching game. So in this one, you're just putting all the pieces out. I would, have the clues on one side and the pictures on the other, and you're simply picking one. So I spy a spoon and a golden key, and then I look at this one and it doesn't match, so both go back down. Your basic memory game, and just making, seeing if you can make a match between two things. Spy a shovel and a big rubber duck, and you can always test it too by trying out those pieces, and it doesn't work. So in this one, whoever you play until all the things are matched, whoever has the most matches is the winner. And that is how you play the I Spy preschool game in 5 different ways. So let me take you to the report card and tell you what I think of this game. So, getting right to the report card then, I'm going to give the I Spy preschool game number of players a B+. Says the game plays between 1 to 4 players, so 2 to 4 is usually my standard for the B. 1 to 4 players kind of makes it into a B+ category, but what really kind of sinks into that B+ solidly for me is that who's to say you need to stop at 4? I mean, there's opportunities that multiple people could be playing. Why can't bunches of people play together on this? Too many people, it might just be the people just getting in each other's way or whatever, but I mean, there are opportunities, particularly for some of those games that they're playing, that there could be more than 4 players, for sure. Like when you're playing the games where they're listening and finding the clues, I don't see any reason why you couldn't be playing with 6 kids, and each kid has 2 cards, right? So I think there's definitely that opportunity for that, so I give the game a B+ for number of players. For learning, I'm going to give the game an A. I give it an A because we are looking at a game here which is for preschool kids, and it's skills like that there's a lot of different skills that are happening, and there's a lot of skills that are happening within this game. From everything from the socialization, where you're taking turns and dealing with other people and learning to read, learning to listen, learning to observe, you're learning the rhymes, there's so much that's being learned in this game. And what I love about it too is that with those 5 methods of playing, they offer almost like a continuum of learning, where it takes some very simple skills and continues to build on them as you go up. And there's all kinds of different ways to reinforce these through the play. So not only is there a wide range of skills which the students could be learning and developing through the play of the game, but like I say, you can build upon that as they get more experienced and more advanced. So A for me. For fun, I'm going to give the game a B+. I think, like I said before, that this game is the kind of thing I know a lot of students really enjoy. The searching for the things that are in the pictures, what they can find. And I think that knowing kids as I've known kids, they're going to be taking things like this and maybe doing other. They can make other games around it as well, beyond the 5 ones that are there. And I think that's another fun opportunity for them. I just think that overall, kids really enjoy this kind of thing, and so this is going to be a instant hit with them. So B+. For time, I'm going to give the game an A. The game is very easy to clean up and set up because it's just a bunch of card tiles, and if you're doing the rhyming ones, then the cards are set to by the colors match on the clue cards for the rhymes. So they're very easy to organize and set up in that way, and the cleanup again is just throw it into the box. It's all good, and there's nothing difficult to do with this. Any of the games are very quick, very fast. I mean, because we're talking about preschoolers here, their attention span is not going to allow them to sit for a long time playing one game and concentrating on one game. So even then, like once the interest starts to wane, then you can move on to something else and just quickly throw it back into the box. It's really well suited for this kind of age range, which is a difficult one because when you're playing games, again, like I said, that attention span is the issue that's going to prevent any kind of lengthy game, so that needs to be taken into account. For cost, I'm going to give this game a B. It costs about $30 at Mastermind, I've seen it at, which is a store which is here in the Greater Toronto area, and it can be found there. You might be able to find it at other stores as well. You just need to do a little bit of research. I would need to talk to Level Up Games or some of my other local distributors, see if they can get this one in. But then, that's again the kind of thing, if you're like me and like to support your local game stores, then talk to them and see if they can get in this game. Again, the name of the company that sells it is Briarpatch, and the I Spy Preschool Game, and there's a whole bunch of different series, and Briarpatch has a whole range of games, and maybe something I might like to look at in terms of a publisher focus, because they're one I hadn't heard of before, and they have a lot of interesting games out there. So like I said, I might maybe look at you, Briarpatch. But so overall, like I say, for the cost, I think B, because it's good value for what you're getting, and I think you're going to get the replayability. And so I always say, if you're going to pay any kind of money for a game, as long as you're getting your money's worth out of it, like if you're only going to play it once, it's not worth it. It doesn't matter how much you pay for it. But if you're going to be playing this game repeatedly, which I think this game definitely is, then I think you're definitely going to get your money's worth out of it. All right, let me take you to my final thoughts. So the I Spy Preschool Game is one that I think would do well in any kind of classroom setting, daycare setting, home setting, where you have the young kids who you want to help to develop these kinds of skills that are being offered in here, like the beginnings to the reading, the observation skills, turn taking, listening skills, all these kinds of things that are happening in here. Particularly, like I said, if you have like those older kids, it's going to be nice because they can be the leaders in some of those games, and it can help them to give them some leadership skills as well. This game can definitely be part of centers in a kindergarten center, and kids can be playing it there with or without an adult. And as I've said before too, I'll say it again, the whole I Spy thing has been a very popular theme with kids. And so I think when you're looking for games which kids are going to latch onto and want to play, I mean, that's sometimes the trick, right? Is getting these young kids interested enough in the game to actually want to play it. I think this is a good bet because they already have that vested interest in the I Spy books, which they are familiar with. So I think this one's a good choice. So if you're new to the channel, then what I'm doing is I'm putting out content on a weekly basis around topics of gamification, game-based learning, looking at games like the I Spy Preschool Edition to teach you about games and how they can be used in the classroom and home settings to help foster education. As a teacher of over 20 years experience with the Peel District School Board, I have been using games a lot in my classrooms, as much as I can, because I just think it's such an effective way to learn. I myself was not a good student when I was younger, and I feel that if I had been learning with games, I would have done so much better, and so I make it a big part of my teaching. If this sounds good to you, then please do remember to hit like and subscribe down below. It really does help the channel. I do appreciate it. Even that little bell icon to remind you of when new content is coming out, which is on a weekly basis, and new content every week. And if you have any ideas for content you might like to see on the channel, if you know of other publishers like Briarpatch, like I said, they are new to me, please let me know in the comment section below if you have any ideas for games you might like me to review or books you want me to review. leaving that message in the comment section below. Do love to hear from the viewers, as it helps me give you relevant content. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Until next time, I am Craig Thompson-Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?